Hello, lovelies. Thank you so much for checking me out. We are going to do this little green situation. Again, with my word situation. I hope you guys stay tuned to see how I achieve this look. I'm going to be using Bobbi Brown foundation, and that is in the color 4.5. It's a warm natural. And I'm going to use that all just on my forehead part. I always do this. I don't know why I do this, but this is my way of just making sure that I get all the foundation where it is that it's supposed to go. So I do my forehead and I do my eyelids and just the top part of my face. And then I go ahead and I start with my eyebrows. I'm going to use the spoolie as well as the Ulta brow pomade. And I think this one is in the color dark brown. And then this is just an angled brush that I have from MAC. You can use any angled brush. I don't even know what to say about these brows because my brows are growing in and I'm trying not to have them threaded or anything done to it because I need them to grow all the way back. I know some of my areas are a little on the sparser side, so I just use this to fill it in and just kind of go with what it is that I have, because if you're trying to make them look like sisters, honey, sometimes they are just cousins. You just gotta kind of, figure it out and just make it look as close to similar as possible. They're not going to be exactly the same, or at least mine aren't. I'm going to go in with this MAC concealer. It's in the color NC35, and just like a little concealer brush that I have from, I think this one is from either e.l.f. or BH Cosmetics. And I'm just going to use this up under my eyebrow. I'm only using concealer up under my eyebrow. I'm not putting concealer at the top. And this is just to kind of clean it up. And at the top, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with that Bobbi Brown foundation. And I'm going to put a little bit on my hand and put that just on the top of my brow, so that it doesn't leave that, that white cast that it leaves when you use concealer at the bottom and at the top. No. I like to use the foundation at the top just so it blends in a little bit better. Now that I'm done with that, I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay primer. And since we're going to be using a lot of colors, I needed to make sure that they stay on, especially with the that glittery pigment that I'm using. It does kind of, get everywhere. So you want to make sure that your eyes are properly primed. I'm just going to use my fingers to rub it in. You can use a brush if you prefer. I just prefer to use my fingers. Then I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and this is just going to set the primer into place. I'm using just a quick little buffer brush. I hate that word. I always want to say bluffer for some reason. Then I'm going to use my Tartelette in Bloom palette, and we're going to use the color Rebel. This is the color Rebel. So I'm going to start with this, and I'm going to kind of bring this all the way in, and this is just kind of another one of those buffer brushes. And this one is also from BH Cosmetics, and I'm just going to put that all over my eyelid, but kind of in the crease, not all over, sorry, take that back, only in the crease. And I'm going to bring it all the way towards the inner corner. Then I'm going to use another brush that doesn't have any product on it, and I'm just going to kind of blend it and smudge it around and play with it a little bit. Make sure you're doing wiper motions as well as little circles as you're blending this in. This will just kind of make it look a little bit better. Then I'm going to go with my NYX. This is the color Milk. It's just a jumbo pencil. I'm going to put a little bit on my finger, and then I'm going to put it on top of my eyelid. What this is going to do is it's just going to make the pigment from that that green color that I'm going to use later on, it's just going to make it pop just a little bit more. Now this pigment that I got, it's from, it's from MAC, and it is called Antique Green. You can see how pretty this is in about 2.1 seconds. But before I do that, again with that clean brush, I'm just coming back in. Blend, 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 and blend some more. Blending is key. You don't want any harsh lines or any lines that completely separate the two. So here we are with that Antique Green. And look at that pigment. It is so pretty. But what I'm going to use is also a flat brush and my Fix Plus. I'm going to spray it onto my brush, and that's what I'm going to use to apply it. But make sure you pat it on. Do not rub it on. And this will make sure that it stays on. my gosh, this green is just so freaking pretty. I absolutely love this color. And it just makes your eyes pop so pretty. And what I also like about it is that it has enough shimmer. It's not too like glittery, but it just looks foily. I don't know how else to explain it. I really like the way this looks. Pat, 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 honey. Pat, pat, pat. Alright, I'm going back in with the brush. Now, this is the brush that had that Rebel powder or the Rebel color on it. And I'm just going to put that at the outer ends. And this will also just add a little bit more depth to it. And just darken it just a little bit. And then I'm going to use my e.l.f. eyeliner. This is the liquid eyeliner. How I like to try to make my eyeliner match as closely as possible is I do one and then I kind of line up the other and try to do it. It's so hard to get your eyeliner to be exactly the same, but don't stress about it. Just get it as close as possible that you possibly can get it to. I do not have much to say about this part. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Just put your eyeliner on. Take your time with this part so you don't mess it up, because the last thing you need to do is mess it up and you've already gotten so far. Look at that. I almost lost it over there. Alright, so now what I'm going to use is, this is just a little bit of a sample size that I have from Smashbox, the photo finish. And I'm just going to put this up under my eyes, like up under my eye, I guess, and then on my nose, because those are where my little pores are a little bit more open. Going back with that 4.5 warm, is it warm neutral? The Bobbi Brown? Yep, warm natural. And I'm just going to put this all up over my face, everywhere that I didn't put earlier. I'm actually going to go back on my forehead as well and just put a little bit of, I don't know if I did that. Did I do that? No. And then back at it again with that MAC concealer, that NC35. And this is what I'm going to use up under my eye. I'm using a concealer brush that I have from MAC. And it's just a flat brush. I'm just going to apply the product using that. I didn't want too much concealer because I didn't want it to be too heavy. So this was like the perfect amount. And then instead of me using the Laura Mercier powder, I'm going to use the Sephora Bright Set. And I kind of prefer this one for like a daytime look, because it doesn't, well, I mean, I guess you could use it at any time. I just like the finish that this one also leaves. The Laura Mercier is great, but I feel like I didn't need my under eye to be that light or that bright. I don't know. But this is what I used. It's a little bit yellow. It's kind of like a little bit more on the tinted side. So I like this. I wish they would have something a little bit more beige. Maybe they do have it. I don't know about it. But and for my little blush, I'm going to use this Tarte. I got this. You know how they give you stuff for your birthday from Sephora? Anyway, this was for my birthday from Tarte, and it's in the color Party. But it's not like party like, oh, let's have a party. No, it's Party. There's like 3 A's. So I think you're going to need AAA after this party. Anyway, after all of that, I just rubbed all the product away. And I'm going to go in with my mascara. I like to do my mascara after doing the powder, because what happens is once you use the powder, it kind of like, you know, it just kind of messes everything up. So I prefer to just do the mascara afterwards, with the white powder, or any of that powder will go onto the eyelashes. You know, if that makes any sense. Some NYX eyeliner. And then I'm using the smudge brush, and this is also another brush that I have from MAC, and it's kind of like it's like a pencil form. I don't know how to explain it, but I just use that just to kind of buffer out my line at the bottom. This color is called Funny Girl, and that's still from that Tarte Lip in Bloom palette. I'm just gonna put that in the inner corners of my eyes, and I'm gonna also use it as my highlighter. Put a little bit above my cheekbones, some down my nose, on my nose, and on my cupid's bow. And that really is going to have to be it. Oh, lies, I'm telling. Then I'm going to use this suede NYX color that I got from, where did I get this from? From Ulta, and it is like my favorite color right now. I forgot to tell you guys the name of the color of the pencil. That pencil is NYX and it's in the color soft brown. And then this bad boy right here is like my absolute new favorite. It's NYX Liquid Suede Cream Lipstick, and it's in the color 4. It is so bomb, and I love the way that it sets, because it's like, this is the closest nude that I've gotten to my actual lip color, and I really like it. So it's kind of like a nice suede-y, you know, finish. It's not too matte. And then as usual, we are going to finish off with our MAC Fix Plus. I swear I'm babying this stuff. I want to try the Urban Decay one that they do have, so I guess that will be on my next things to do. Thank you so much for checking this video out. Thank you for staying tuned. Check out all my links below, and if there's anything you want me to do, just let me know. Let a girl know. Tell me what you want me to do.